Hello and welcome everyone. My name's Kenny. If you're coming to this video, it's probably because you're curious about my take and what the CDC has to say about reducing firearm crime in this country. As you've probably seen in the media the past few weeks, there's been some pretty tragic and horrible things happening across this country. And our government, our leaders, our lawmakers, our president, the only solution that they're offering to us is to take away our Second Amendment rights and banning certain firearms, banning probably as many as firearms as they possibly can. And the reason you're here is because of this article I stumbled upon from the CDC that completely offers a different solution to violence in this country that no one in the media, our leaders, lawmakers, president, even want to even possibly discuss. I don't even see them or hear them discussing anything remotely like this ever because they just seem to be stuck on their agenda of we need to get rid of the Second Amendment, we need to get rid of firearms, and that will solve all the murder and all the violence in this country, and that's it. Whereas the CDC article, which again I'll put in the description and comments below, it's a very interesting read, and they don't even mention, at least not that I've read in this article, unless I missed it somehow, confiscating firearms, banning firearms, or anything like that. They have a lot of other options and solutions to this. And one of the main things that no one wants to talk about with the growing firearm related murders, homicides, what have you, suicides in this country, is this long-standing systemic inequities and structural racism limiting economic and educational opportunities for a lot of people in this country. And this all seems to be made worsened by COVID and the lockdowns and all that stuff. Like, sure, there's always been violence in this country. There's always been hatred. There's always been a lot of issues with uh, money and education and ability for people to get certain things and go places and racism and all that stuff. It's always existed. It's probably always going to. It's going to be something really difficult to get away from unless we can actually come together and have this discussion like this article is suggesting we should do, and actually try and better ourselves and each other, community wise, educational wise. It's just, I don't understand why they just want to pass more laws that clearly are not working. Um, I'm sure everyone knows that murder is already illegal, and yet it continues to happen. I don't know why we need more laws doing that. It doesn't seem to be making any difference. Maybe we need to have stronger punishments for people that commit these horrible things. The thing is that no one wants to talk about is how much things have worsened for certain groups of people. Like this article talks about is, young people, black people. There is an overwhelming increase in American Indian and Alaskan Native people, like alarmingly great increases in violence in those groups. Those probably I would assume minorities, and it's just kind of alarming that everyone just says, okay, if we just ban firearms, no one will ever hurt anyone again. It seems like that's their solution, and I just don't understand why we can't, as a people, come to realize that there's there is a group of, not, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a racial thing. Like it affects everybody, white, black, Asian, whatever. It affects everybody. Everyone has issues in their life. Everyone has stuff in their head that's wrong and not correct. But everyone wants to, I would assume, everyone wants to be a good person. But sometimes people get pushed as far as they can, and their brain does whatever it does, and they want to go out and hurt people. Um, I just I just don't understand why we can't actually look. You need to look at this article. You need to read this article, and just it just needs to be out there. I just There's just so much stuff in here that's alarming. Of the statistics as far as, I guess, again, the racial divide with people and the worsening that with COVID, and they have so many good solutions in this article that, again, are not just taking away guns. That just I just We need to do something different, and I wish more of our leaders would take a positive approach, and not exploit these tragedies to make it so that law-abiding citizens like myself and many others who have never hurt anyone can just go on with their lives and not become criminals just because one bad egg did one horrible thing, Like, it's unreal, and it's not a healthy solution to make more of us criminals, more citizens criminals who want to have that right to life. And if some people choose to use firearms as a tool to defend themselves, to keep that right to life because someone else wants to take your right to life away, we should be allowed to use firearms in that manner. There's plenty of other uses for firearms than just defending our right to life, but boy howdy is the right to life a pretty important one. I don't know. I think it's time that if we're gonna protect our kids the right way they need to be protected, I think we probably do need to seriously look at having security at schools across the country. I think it's time. We already protect our entertainment venues this way. We have security at pretty much all public offices, like our government offices. We have protection at our sporting events and many other places like that. Like, why don't we have that where our people are most vulnerable? The children at school. I think it's time that we step up and finally do that for our kids. Seriously, I'm getting a little bit long and ranty, but please check out this article. Please read the article. Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a real discussion on this topic, because I think it's actually time we discuss what's going on in this country. Why are we having such a big racial divide with people? Like, there's no reason to. Like, there's still people, just like you and me. It doesn't matter that their skin tone is different because their DNA thinks they're closer to the equator than the rest of us. Like, I'm sorry that I have like Norwegian heritage and stuff like that, and I'm pretty pale. Like, who cares? No one cares. We're all people. We all bleed red. Let's just help each other out and help our future generations be safe and get educated and have a better life that they can pass on to their future generations too. We don't need to just strip away the rights that we already have in this country because one person wants to hurt another person. No, we need to better ourselves for each other, for the future. Again, okay, we're going ranty. I'm going to stop it right here. Read the article in the comments description. Leave your comments below. Like, comment, share this with people so we can get some real solutions, some real talk out there, and talk to your congressmen, your senators, and our president. Like, tell them, like, hey, this is something we need to actually discuss and talk about in this country versus just legislating away our rights to good, law-abiding citizens. Yeah. It's about time. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate you. Sorry I got really ranty. Oof. Thanks for watching.